This is Dwayne Hines, and we are welcoming you to Real Talk Real Estate. I'm Dwayne Hines.
And I'm Damian Hughes.
And we are the double D's of real estate. Took his line from him. That's his line.
I can say today is a cold day in Houston.
That's what I was going to start out with, man. We're having some weather that we don't typically have.
True, exactly.
I mean, it's cold. It's cold and it's wet.
It is so cold, Hines, that I took
Here we go.
I took a page out of your book.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm growing me a beard. You see that? That's a page out of your book.
That's a page out of my book?
Yeah, it's so cold. I said, I'm going to do it like Hines.
You got to warm your face up.
Yeah, right.
It's cold. It's cold. And cold weather not good for me,
Right.
Yesterday I stayed out in it too long, and I paid for it later on at home.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but once I thawed out overnight, I guess I was better. But hey, if you're out there, write the number down, 713-256-8724. Today, we're going to touch base and talk to you a little bit about types of properties and financing that goes along with it. And we're even going to touch a little bit on DPAs, down payment assistance, okay? And once again, write the number, 713-256-8724. This is real talk. This is domino table, spade table, bid, whist, whatever you play. This is a conversation you would have around the table.
Uno?
Yeah, and Uno.
Okay.
Hey, you know, Sorry has come back now. People
I have Sorry.
You have Sorry?
I got Sorry. I got Scrabble. I got all of that, man.
Yeah,
I believe in
people
games.
are playing Sorry,
Yeah.
But back in the day, I used to like to play that Pacino, the four corner Pacino.
Okay, I think I heard of that. I never played that.
Yeah, that was cool. But anyway, let's get started. As I always say, we talk about real estate. It's a lot of people out here getting ready or wanting to buy a home, and it's hard now. The market has changed. I remember when an individual could have a $4,000 a month income, and we could put them in position, and they could just almost buy any house they wanted within that budget. Get a nice home.
Houston was famous for affordable living. That's what drew a lot of people to this area.
But the real estate market has changed. Okay, we deal basically with that blue collar worker. Okay,
average
that everyday male or female that's out there working 40 hours, tired of paying the rent, trying to figure out how they're going to own their home, but they're having problems behind the scene and they can't do it.
Right.
That's what we're for. 713-256-8724. The number's on the screen, but I'm going to keep reminding you of it. Because what we do here, we take that person and turn the cane into can. Okay? Right. The only thing that we require is that the first step, you exercise that first step in home buying, and that is get your mind ready. Put your mind on home ownership, because it's a bumpy ride way much more than it is a smooth ride.
Right. Well, it's an intimate process, and we're going to know all your intimate details. We're going to know how you spend your money. We're going to know how much money you have in the bank. We're going to know about your job. We're going to know about your savings. And depending where you've stayed in the past, we're going to ask about certain addresses.
We're going to put it together, because we got to deal with the twos. We got to deal with the twos.
That's why we say it's intimate, and you have to be mentally prepared to share those intimate details with somebody about your life.
And you have to be mentally prepared to be upset at him, not me. You'll be upset at him.
Well, I am the banker, and this is the realtor.
Once it leaves my desk, when you start asking me, well, I just gave you that. Why do I have to do that again? You're going to be talking about him. But let's talk about types of properties.
Types of properties. There we go.
That's become important now and part of the forefront, because all the building that we're doing around in Houston, right? People are looking at homes, Damian. I'm out here looking. Right. And new builders are building homes, 1,300 square feet, almost $300,000.
Right.
Pre-owned homes now have gone from the 100s to the 200s,
Mid twos,
mid 200s. I mean, I like to tell people, look, we only have neighborhoods and subdivisions.
Right.
Okay. I don't see where people talking about the ghettos, the hoods. Okay, when you say hood, do you mean neighborhood? Because I don't know any ghettos or low income areas where the homes are $200-some thousand.
Right.
Okay.
So when you say types of homes, Hines, are you talking about, well, hey, I'm going to get a brick home, or my home's going to have siding, or are you talking about condominiums?
When I say types of
homes,
I'm talking about, some people have passed by the actual freestanding homes. So I'm talking about townhomes.
Okay.
I'm talking about condominiums.
Okay.
I'm talking about freestanding homes.
And it's also,
I'm talking about duplexes.
I'm going to say a lot of people are talking about duplexes.
Mm-hmm.
The landscape of Houston doesn't really have a lot of duplexes, but there is a lot of conversation around that.
Right. And we have,
and maybe even a fourplex.
Yeah, because we have people coming to Houston from all over. Some people are accustomed to apartment type living. Some people are accustomed to different things. But the key thing is that the cost of real estate has risen such that buyers are being forced to look at a different type of dwelling.
A different type of option.
Instead of just saying I want a freestanding home, you may now be saying, look, you know what? I don't have time to do a lot of the stuff that I would have to do at a freestanding home. How does it work? Is it easier for me to buy a townhome? Is it easier for me to get a condominium? Is it easier for me to just live in a duplex? What is it? Can I even buy a duplex? And the answer is yes.
So those are great questions. So we have your condos, condominiums. We have your townhomes, which is different than a condominium. It may look similar, but it's different the way it's classified.
Yeah.
We have your duplex, which is a 2-unit, and we have your 3 and 4plexes. In lending, anything up to 4 units is considered residential real estate.
Right.
Anything beyond that is considered commercial.
Right.
So 5 and up is commercial, but you can get a 4plex on down with a government loan.
We're just putting some stuff out here. So, but when you're talking about these duplex and 4, but you're not talking about buying the whole thing, right?
Well, possibly. It just depends.
But let's say if a person just wanted a duplex, but they didn't want to buy the whole thing. Can they just buy one side, right? Can you just finance one side? You can just buy one side.
The way a duplex is defined as a 2-unit property.
So I have to buy the whole
You're
slab.
Buy the whole building.
Got to buy the whole slab.
That's right.
Okay.
And if you're going to start purchasing units, then it may be classified as a townhome or a condominium. If you're looking at buying, I just want this 1 unit of that property.
Okay, so we would put that under the townhome purchase.
It just depending on how it's classified.
Okay.
So when someone looks at it, it's going to be classified how it's classified already. So it's going to say townhome. So you'll buy a unit. If it's a duplex, then you have to buy a whole thing. If it's listed as a 4plex, then you're going to buy the whole 4 units whenever you purchase that property.
So I got a question for you. Well, I guess the question really was for me at the beginning. I was asked earlier. Actually, the producer asked if it was like just cheaper for him to own a townhome. My response was,
it just depends.
It just depends on where it is. What your HOAs are, what your taxes are.
Now, you're using these acronyms.
Okay.
We got to break it down for the people, Hines.
What the homeowners association dues
and
are.
What are homeowner association dues?
The homeowners association dues are fees that you pay for the maintenance of the community per the builder, that community, that subdivision.
Now I got a question for you about those homeowners association dues. How much can those be? Are those like $50? Are those $25? Or
that depends on your community, and some people pay more than that. Some people based on
$1,000?
Based on what the amenities are.
Ah, okay.
Okay. What does your homeowners association do? So it's going to be based on that. So we can't.
So
we
those homeowner association dues can be reasonable, but in some cases they could be pretty.
They can be pretty steep.
Right.
In fact, they could be the difference between you owning that home and not owning that home, because if they in fact are a little too high based on your calculations as far as payments and affordability and what you approve for, they could actually knock you out.
So why would I even go down that road then, Mr. Hines?
Because living has changed here in Houston. So buyers now are moving fast paced. A lot of people, they don't want, as I've heard earlier, they don't have time for the honeydews. They don't have time to walk around with the tool pouch on and repair this and repair that, cut the yard, take care of the outside. So, and single individuals now are looking for a gated community. And here's what you have to understand about a townhome. Townhomes don't necessarily have to look like a townhome. Like when people say townhome, a lot of times they think that it's like apartment living. Okay?
Right.
But you have townhomes that literally look just like a home. But there's just one structure, one piece of that structure that's
Right.
connecting it to the other building to get the townhome classification.
Now, with all these different type of properties, so let me just go over it again. We brought up condominiums.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said those have the homeowners association dues.
No. The condominiums are a little bit different than the townhomes.
Okay. What do they have that you?
The condominiums.
It's not a free for all, is it?
No, it's not a
Do
free
I just
for
get
all.
in and I'm all good, or how does
Now
it?
the condominiums are the units that look more like apartment living, almost like hotel living.
Okay.
The high rise. You go in, you got the concierge. You
wow.
you have the trash pickup. You have all this service at the door service. And it could be a little high, but I guess you would consider it HOA too. But it's just
Or
a little
monthly
bit
maintenance fees.
monthly maintenance
call it
fee, whatever
maintenance.
they call it,
Yeah.
maintenance fees. But it's gonna be mandatory. So when you buy these types of properties, even though you may be thinking that this is the least expensive way to go, all these numbers are factored in before he's gonna write a check to say, hey, you can have this property.
And speaking to condominiums specifically, there's a special way in lending that we look at condominiums.
Occupancy.
Yeah, and it's called occupancy ratio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what that means is, just say you have a building of 10 people, okay? We would want the majority of the people in that building to be owners of that property.
Not renters.
Not renters. Because typically, owners are going to take better care of it. They're going to have more pride in it. They're going to make sure that the property is in pristine.
Yeah, so
condition.
that's good for our audience to know, because let me ask you this question. When we talking about occupancy, does that mean that at least 50% of that community has to be owned?
Yeah, typically, they want 51%.
51% has to be owned.
Right, and then if we're looking at government lending, that condominium, the building, would have to be approved by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Would have to be approved by HUD.
So let me ask you this.
So it could be 51% owner occupied,
Right.
but it may not be approved through HUD, and we may not be able to get that building financed.
So if I've located this property, written this contract, my buyer loves it, the sellers are all on board. Are you telling me that if I submit this to you for financing, you're going to tell me that I can't have it because only 50% of the people here own the property?
I'm going to say this. All that should be done up front. So what we do here at Real Talk Real Estate,
that was a good way
we're
to
going to do due diligence.
That was okay. You
We're going to do our due diligence up front. So when you say you want a condo,
Uh-huh.
we're going to check with the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Okay.
We're going to call their HOA department. We're going to know what the occupancy is. We're going to know all that up front. So whenever you put your name on that contract, all that's done already.
Well, that's true, but I just want to. I
Yeah,
just want you to
we
tell me.
did it backwards.
I see how you threw it back at me.
There's a process when it comes to this thing.
I see how you threw it back at me,
Yeah,
but
you gotta
we
do a
already know.
process
I'm gonna
first.
make sure of that too because I don't like the window shop. So anyway,
Right.
But
condos are special. Just know
condos are special. It
Bottom line, we
means-
know condos are special.
yeah, basically what he's saying. Even though when we're talking about not buying a freestanding home, and you say I want to buy a condo, or or a townhome.
Well,
Townhomes are a
have
little
this-
different.
Yeah, they're a little bit easier, but just know condos
Yeah.
are special.
But
Hines, you
condominium-
special. You special.
Yeah,
If you can zoom in, you got a special.
Don't be doing that.
Them
Don't be
alligators
doing-
or crocodiles.
Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Them what, crocodiles, alligators. What you got on today, Hines?
Some house shoes. Some house shoes.
All right, reptile house shoes.
But really, but here's what people because out here now, and in Houston, a lot more
Right.
townhomes and condominiums type buildings are coming up.
Yes, they are.
Okay, freestanding homes have gone up. Other buildings are coming up, but the freestandings have gone up. So now,
And by freestanding, he just means a regular single
house.
family
Single
residence.
family home.
Just a
That's-
regular home when he says freestanding.
that's the freestanding.
Yeah, just a regular house that you're used to seeing when you grow up and walk down the street. That's what he means by that.
That's in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I don't use hood and ghetto and stuff anymore because when we used to say that meant that we could go into this area and buy this property for $40,000 or $50,000. Man, I have yet to see that now. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
buddy that lives out. One of my good friends I went to undergrad with, that lives out in California,
Oh yeah.
in Los Angeles to be specific, and he's saying the homes that are small and not fixed up are
The average
they're
home there,
outrageous.
Yeah,
I mean,
the average home
Houston is
there.
not that
Houston,
market is-
Houston,
is
Texas is
outrageous.
one of the. Texas is one of, as far as it comes to buying real estate, we're one of the least expensive real
Yeah,
estate.
and it's still even though it's higher.
Yeah,
it's still affordable.
it's still affordable considered.
It's
by-
just not like it was.
Yeah, it's considered to be affordable.
Right.
So here's what has to happen for those of you out there that are considering to buy homes. Okay, again, first you have to write this number down: 713-256-8724. You need to come in, sit down, and let us make your game plan. Here's what I tell people. Most people tell me that I have a credit problem. I got to get my credit together. I don't turn anybody down. No, we don't. You will come in, we will give you your game plan. I call it homework. We will work it with you together. Once you walk through the door, all you have to have in your mind is that you want to be a homeowner. Okay?
And what makes Hines and my relationship special is I'm the banker, he's the realtor. And what we're going to do, we want to educate you.
Right.
We want to
We want you to
empower you.
understand what
we
you're
want to
doing.
take all the myths, all the urban legends around lending and home ownership. We want to take that away. When you come to us, the rubber is going to meet the road, and you will be positioned.
And the number
for
one,
homeownership.
the first thing I tell people in the interview when we're talking is we're not going to even talk about programs. But today I'm going to touch on down payment assistance program. Simply the fact that just because you're a first-time home buyer doesn't mean anything to me. Just because you're a veteran doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, those are the bold letters that you see on these programs to get you to come in. I deal with the fine print because that's what tells us if you can use this program, if this program is usable by you, if you're qualified for it, if it's to your best interest.
Before
or
you dig
not.
into that, I got a question for you, Hines.
What's the question?
Types of properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's somebody out there that was thinking about buying a fourplex. They may want to live in a unit and rent out the other three.
They can do that.
But if I do that, do I need like 20% down? Do I need great credit to do that, or?
No.
Okay.
You can do that. You don't need 20% down.
So
Because
if I want to
that's
get a duplex, I can live in one and rent out the
yeah,
other one.
that's called owner occupied.
And I can kind of.
You
I
can
don't want to say live for free,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you can.
I
though.
can do that and live for
You
free.
You can live in that unit. You can
Huh.
live in one unit, rent out the other unit, and they could be paying the mortgage on both.
And I don't need perfect credit.
Nope.
Do I need a whole? Do I got to put 20% down?
Nope.
So what's the catch? Why wouldn't everybody just say, you know something?
Well,
Let me go out here and get a 4-unit and have the house
because
pay for itself. Why doesn't everybody do that?
Now the guy that's thinking investment minded, maybe that single guy or girl or woman, man, they think like that. So
Right.
we want you to know that's possible.
That sounds like a great deal if you ask me.
But the average person today, because you know who's buying real estate in Houston? People gonna get mad at me for saying this. They're gonna have a lot of things to say, but it's the truth. You know who's really buying real estate in Houston?
Foreign investors?
No. I mean, when we talk about family living.
Oh, family. Because I read this article.
But
it's about foreign investors.
Yeah, but foreign investors is one thing. But here, I hate to say it, but the women, the women of Houston are the ones that are buying the homes. They're the ones that are buying family real estate. They're buying houses. They're building houses.
Right.
You know, and then some of them are even investors and all of that themselves. But I'm gonna wave at my guys out here. Hey, we gonna have to step up. Step up.
Give them
keep
guys
up,
that number,
whatever.
Hines. Give them the number.
713-256-8724 is the number. Whatever you want to do, we will turn your can into can. There's no such thing in this business as you can't own where you lay your head. Okay? And I say this to everybody. If you can pay $1,500, $1,700, $1,800, $2,000, $2,500 a month for rent, where you're just paying 100% interest on where you're laying your head, we can turn that into ownership.
And you know
to
something?
where now it's an investment.
Based on what we just talked about with that fourplex,
Yeah.
you can buy a house.
Yeah, and rent out the other three.
And the house is paying for itself.
Paying for itself.
It's a possibility. And
It's
I don't
paying
need great
for it.
credit.
You don't even you just rent free because somebody else is doing it. But you have to have that mindset though that you want to live. But you know, I've seen so many different style duplexes and townhomes around Houston now.
Right.
That if you're not careful, you don't even know that it's a duplex.
Right. True.
You know.
Yeah.
You're not careful. You don't. Well, let's speak personally. My daughter has a townhome that, unless she tells you it's a townhome,
Right.
you don't know.
Well, just
2
because it's a
garage,
townhome doesn't mean
driveway,
it's any
yard, backyard, all of
Yeah.
that.
Well, just because it's a townhome doesn't mean it's any lesser of a home.
No,
It's just the way it's classified.
It's just the way it's classified.
Yeah.
And it's the way the builder designed it. So there are different designs out here in townhomes, in the townhome community, that unless you tell somebody, they don't know it's a townhome. Unless they see it on the side when they pull up into the community, they don't know it's a townhome. Because every time I pull up to my daughter's place, I'm looking at it and I'm like, God, you would never know that this is considered a townhome. Right. So they're out there and it's gated. So, so for those single females that want to feel secure, it's okay to have a townhome.
Or for all those tenderonis out there that need to be secure.
Y'all heard that? See how he does that? See how he does.
Go ahead, give him the spiel, Hines.
Okay, he went way back with the Okay, anyway, for those that have been thinking about it, and they're not sure, because a lot of people just feel like they can't get the house. Yes, you can. If you dial the number 713-256-8724, you can become a homeowner. I mean, we have been doing this now. I've been doing this for 21 years. He's been doing banking for 21 or 22 years.
I've
I've been dealing for the last, since 2017 when we started this show on the radio, those people that came to us that was having problems, being rejected, turned down because their credit was bad or they thought it was bad. I think everybody in Houston has a credit issue.
Or, you know something, a lot of times they just got misinformation.
A
lot of people are misinformed.
That's it. And so those people now, and hopefully I can get some of them to come on this show, those people now are homeowners. Some of them are in homes that are brand new, built from the ground up. Nobody ever lived in them. But they were under the impression that they could not own a home. Yeah. Well, here's the secret. We don't mind working with you.
We don't mind educating you.
We don't mind educating you. We don't mind getting you into home buying position.
Now, Hines, I'm going to piggyback on something. You was talking about that free money earlier. That free money.
That free money?
Yeah.
That DPA money?
That DPA.
Okay, well, we're going to close out. We're going to close out with that.
Is it free money out here?
There's no such thing as free. Forget that. It's not free.
I got to do something for it?
You got to do something for it. And guess what? Stay tuned. Write the number down, 713-256-8724. And if you tune in, you watch the show next week, we're going to stay right there on DPA.
Free money.
AKA free money.
Free money.
Down payment assistance. And we're going to show you and change your mind on free money. And you will find out.
That's the big print.
That's the big print.
Free money.
That's the big print.
Give us a
call.
And
then you'll find out all of that stuff that goes into the down payment assistance program, how it works, and if it's best for you. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So write the number down, 713-256-8724, and join us here next week at Real Talk Real Estate with Dwayne Hines and
Damian Hughes, the double D's.
We'll see you then. Bye.
Peace.